Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Power of the Primes Legends Class Beachcomber. So, Beachcomber was one of the very few 1984 to 1985 Autobots that hasn't received a modern update in a long time. He got a Legends Class figure, but that Legends Class meant something different back then, back in like 2008, I believe it was. But he hasn't had a proper like Generations toy release, so this is his first instance of that. So good for you, Beachcomber, and it is a lovely, lovely, lovely toy. So this is also, however, I gotta say, Beachcomber and the rest of the Legends wave, of his wave, are another instance of the Deluxe's like last wave, I reviewed last week, that they came out a lot earlier than they were supposed to, and at Targets, and I was able to go to a different local Target, and they were able to go in the back and get me these 4 Legends. So that is how I have come into the presence of them. But before we get moving on to Beachcomber, I'm just going to take a quick look at the packaging because I feel like I should do that, even though the general packaging is not different from a Titans Return Legends Class figure. You have the artwork above, you have the clear translucent bubble with the vehicle mode, you got the series name, you got the character name, you got the Transformers on the side, the Generations Transformer logo. Though on the back here, you do have the symbols of the 12 primes, though the sides of the packaging are clear, except for another image of Beachcomber's art and Power of the Primes again. And then on the back of the box, you got the stock photography of Beachcomber, you got his bio, you got his name, you got his 7 steps, and then it shows off the cross-sell with him interacting with Micronus. And then don't need anything in this box. Warnings and stuff, authentic Transformers, and then just words on the bottom. Also, before we move on to Beachcomber, let's talk about the card that he received. As I mentioned in all the other Power of the Primes reviews, each separate character comes with 12 different cards, but you only get 1 card per box, and each of them represent 12 different primes, and each one of them has a different bio attached to them. This particular Beachcomber card is Liege Maximo Beachcomber, and he convinces enemies to put down their weapons because Beachcomber is a pacifist. Yeah, now we can get into talking about Beachcomber himself, and he is a very nice blue and gray dune buggy that is very accurate to how he looked in the original show. In the show. The front of him is predominantly blue with this Autobot symbol with a nice white border in the middle there. You got some headlights going on there, though no paint on those headlights. You got some wheels, you got black wheels, and then like the kind of white-ish rims. And then you got these gray roll bars, you got a gray kind of middle body there. And kind of white painted with a little bit of silver, the back part, which I think is supposed to be kind of like an engine or something on the Dune Buggy. I think the engines are in the back of Dune Buggies, if I recall correctly. Though don't quote me on that. I don't know my Dune Buggies all that well. Then you got blue arms, then you got a little bit of silver picking out the sides there and there. And the wheels on the back are decoded the same as the front wheels, though they have a pin going through them rather than this thing. And then on the back, you do have an unfortunate gap because of how the transformation works, and there's nothing to cover up the hole that is where Beachcomber is hiding his head. It's a little weird, but it's the back, so it's not terrible. And then underneath you got Beachcomber right there, pretty much. It's pretty obvious where all the parts are for Beachcomber. You can have him roll. He's got 4 rolling wheels, and they all roll very nicely. He does not have any accessories, but as a Legends Class figure, he is able to sit a Titan Master partner, or the Prime Master partner, I should say. But since I don't have any Prime Masters currently, we are using a Titan Master. So you just open it, you just untab the roll bars, you open them like so. This post right here will go into the slot, at the bottom there, and then I'll tab in very nicely. Then you just close the roll bars up, and boom, you got someone driving Beachcomber, and that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. And that's all there's to say on Beachcomber in his vehicle mode. So let's get into some vehicle mode size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Bumblebee from the Times of Trion toy line. And you can see Beachcomber is a bit taller than his Buggy compatriot and a bit wider at those wheels. Then you have Deluxe class Chrome Dome. And you can see that Chrome Dome is larger, obviously. Voyager class Megatron. And you can see how they scale. And Leader class 6-shot. And you can see how they scale next to each other. So that's all there is to say on Beachcomber in his vehicle mode. So let's roll right along to his robot mode. And to do that, we are going to start by untabbing the roll bar pieces. So like so. And then you're going to flip this entire section forward like so. And then you're going to fold these bits of the roll bars in like that. And split the legs, and then the legs are all done. Then you come to the sides, and you untab the arms from the sides. There's a tab right there. It goes into a slot there. And you untab the arms from the sides, and then you got the arms all done. And then you just collapse this entire assembly down. It will all slide down, and then Beachcomber's head will pop out. Like so. And there you have Beachcomber in his robot mode. And that was a very simple transformation. Oh, sorry, one more step. You gotta fold those roll bars down. And now, Beachcomber is in his completed robot mode, and he looks very nice. He looks very good. He's very simple, yes, but he does look quite good. I'm taking a look at that head sculpt. He's got a nice blue face, blue helmet, and silver visor. Very accurate to how he was portrayed. On his chest, you got some nice chest details with like pistons and stuff in that kind of detail that mimics the stickers on the original toy with the orange, black, yellow. And you got a little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of orange paint on his lower stomach. Legs are pretty much gray, the white gray, well, white plastic. The whitish, the off-white plastic. Same as the lights, though it's different from the off-white paint used for the chest and for the hands. Though that difference is a bit more noticeable, but not too jarring, though noticeable. And then you got the lower legs, which were the front of the car. You got the wheels. You've got the arms. You got all of that going on the side. The arms are pretty simple. You got the fist, 5mm fist that can hold weapons. And then you just got all that stuff going on the back. And it's very nice that the heels are formed out of part of the roll bars. That's a nice touch, though. This is just hanging off there, but that's not to say. For articulation, surprising thing about this toy, his head cannot move at all, and that's really strange. I think it's purely for the fact, in order to fit a Titan Master, like he couldn't have like a mushroom peg sticking in there, so he could have head rotation, because that would take up too much room. So I guess that's why he doesn't, but that's still very odd to me. He doesn't. But regardless of that, he still has a ball jointed shoulder, so he's able to rotate him 360 and is able to extend his arms out to the side like so. His arms do have ball joints in the elbows, so his elbows are able to bend about 90 degrees, and they do have a swivel in them. Fists are able to do absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at the waist. And then his legs are able to go that far forward, that far back, because he's running into the roll bars, and that far out to the side. There is a thigh swivel, so his legs are able to rotate full 360, and he has a knee bend that gives him substantially greater than 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and there's nothing at the feet, though his heels can pivot if you really want to get him in a more running pose, I guess, something, just so as you can get him standing in a running pose or something like that, or something. I don't know. It's I'm saying something a lot. Yes, and that's all there really is to say on Beachcomber's robot mode. So let's take a look at some robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Bumblebee, and you can see the Bumblebee. Actually, they look to be about the same head height. So they are pretty much the same head height, even though Beachcomber was a larger vehicle overall. We have Deluxe Class Chrome Dome. And Beachcomber comes up to about the silver part of his chest, like at the base of that brown bit right there on his chest. We got Voyager Class Megatron. And he comes up to about his thigh right there. Just gotta raise the camera a little bit. Leader Class 6-shot. Gotta raise the camera a lot a bit. And 6-shot comes up to right about there on his knee. And of course, you have the channel's mascots, Soundwave and Wheeljack. And you can see how he looks next to them. So, Beachcomber is a little and very simple figure. However, I think he is the best of this first wave of deluxes. The next figure I review, which will be Dinobot Slash, is definitely a good close second, but I think he's my favorite of them all. Slash is good. The other two in the wave I will get to when I talk about them. But Beachcomber is nice. Again, simple transformation. Very easy to go back and forth between. Unfortunate, he does not have a head articulation, so that does deduct a couple of points just because that should be a thing on the toy at the very least, at the side to side. Nothing too much, but that should be a thing. But Beachcomber is very nice and very good. So yeah, I do have the rest of them. They will be coming out within the next few days. This review is going unusually for me up on a Sunday at noon. And then I'll either have Slash up 5 p.m. the same night or up for the 12 p.m. the next day, and Wind Charger will be up at either 12 or 5 depending upon when Slash goes up, but Scrapnel no matter what will go up at 12 p.m. on Tuesday. It's just figuring out the order of Slash and Wind Charger, but they will both be going up by the end of Monday. So keep an eye out for all of those reviews to come and other videos on this channel. And that is all I have to say on Power of the Prime's Beachcomber. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.